what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Beemer Fam. You guys join us here with my straight pipe BMW M4 in the beautiful city of Ann Arbor, Michigan. It is fall, as you can see, the leaves are coming down, and today we're going to be talking about how to avoid speeding tickets as best you can. So if you guys aren't familiar with me, I have owned multiple M cars. I have driven a lot of exotic supercars and a lot of exotic sports cars, you know, knock on carbon fiber. I am proud to say that I have never gotten any kind of traffic ticket, especially a speeding ticket. So as you guys have seen, I do enjoy these cars. I do drive them how they're meant to be driven, but at the same time, I definitely am a firm believer that there is a time and a place. So obviously the best way to not get a ticket is to not speed. It's only right that we fully experience these cars as they were meant to be driven. This is a German car. They have the Autobahn, no speed limits over there. But unfortunately here in the US, we have to abide by all traffic laws and speed limits in any state. There's no state that does not have speed limits. So as far as what's been done to the car, we have carbon fiber, the CS splitter up front. We got window tint. We have 20-inch, 20 by 10 in the front, 20 by 11 in the rear. These are BD F-12 wheels. And we come around back, we've got carbon fiber galore, and this is the AWE non-resonated track exhaust, which is basically a straight pipe catback exhaust system. And then we also have a stage 2 tune from Alpine Motorsport as well. So this thing is pushing roughly around 520 horsepower. It is rear-wheel drive, so very traditional M setup in this car. Side of it. So the only thing done on the interior was the carbon shift knob down low. Aside from that, we have black merino leather, carbon fiber trim, extended leather on the dash. For today's video, we're going to be using the Escort X80 radar detector. So we're going to go ahead and turn that on. The radar detector is a great tool, just like Waze, the phone app, but it is definitely not something you should rely on. I have a couple friends who actually started getting more tickets because they got a radar detector because they solely relied on it. Unfortunately, cops won't always show up even on the best, top of the line, most accurate radar detectors. It is not 100% accurate. There will be times where there'll be a cop set up in a blatant and obvious spot where everybody will see him, but it will not come up on the system because it's just not 100% accurate. So that and Waze, there are times where it won't be accurate for you, so it's definitely not something to rely on. I would just use it as a tool, an aid, or a perk. Another thing to make sure, as soon as you get on the road, make sure your car is legal. Make sure your headlights are working, your tail lights are working, your brake lights are working. Make sure the car is registered. If your car is modified, depending on your state, some police are going to be more strict. Here in Michigan, people aren't strict at all when it comes to modifying cars and exhausts. But if you do have a super loud exhaust like myself, I would definitely recommend a valve muffler. That's something I actually need to do myself, because your car's exhaust is definitely a cop magnet, and that's something I tend to talk about a lot with this car specifically. It really does attract cops. I mean, if you have like a fully straight pipe system, fully catless system, your exhaust is literally going to be heard within 1 and sometimes even 2 miles away. Trying to get the tires warmed up just a bit here. Look at that. Wow. This car is just really a tool, a precision tool. Whenever you see any kind of school marking or, you know, pedestrian walking signs, just know if you do get caught speeding anywhere near a school or anywhere near crosswalks, it looks way worse, and they are much more likely to give you a ticket if you do end up getting pulled over. Maybe you're around residential areas. Also consider people are going to call you in, okay? They're going to call the cops on you.
Hey, that.
So it looks like we may have a cop near us. have been pulled over multiple times. One of the times I was actually drifting a corner on University of Michigan campus, and I was actually with both my brothers. I was in my M5. Yeah, I ended up drifting a corner in front of a cop. I got pulled over, and I managed to talk my way out of it. It was the first time I had ever been pulled over, and it was for drifting a corner, literally like Tokyo Drift. Number one thing that helped me with that, being respectful, and number two, knowing you're innocent until you're proven guilty. So if the cop doesn't have a speed on you, maybe things happen kind of quick, and they really have no data on you that they could prove in court potentially, you know, just always think that you're innocent. Even at 19 years old at the time, that's something I knew, that I could tell based off certain things that he was saying, that he didn't really have a full grasp on what happened. I just blew by him, and he, you know, maybe it was early in the morning, it was 7 o'clock in the morning, you know, and caught him off guard. So basically I was very respectful to the man. We actually ended up having a nice conversation. He asked where I was going. We were going to Cars and Coffee, and we ended up having a nice conversation about cars. For all you JDM lovers, here goes an RX-7. This is pretty classic right here. Wow, he's even got the big muffler on the back. Good thing is, on the highway, getting up to speed is perfectly normal, perfectly accepted. It's not illegal. So right now we're going 35. What's great right here is we have double guardrails. Not really many places for a cop to set up here. Obviously, as it opens up, you're going to see oftentimes the most known spot on the highway is for cops to set up, like on a spot right there. I would definitely try and keep in mind where cops set up in your local town. I would not recommend getting up to speed in roads that you're not familiar with. You do have GPS on your map, so you can technically use it like a video game. You can refer to it like you're on the circuit or the map. You can zoom in real fine, real close, and see exactly how the road is going to turn, how sharp that turn is, and etc. But with that being said, especially if you have a car without any kind of modern GPS, anything like that, I wouldn't recommend using your phone to see where the maps are in the location. I just wouldn't do it in a place that you're not that familiar with. So another thing to keep in mind is make sure you know your state's laws. So here in Michigan, for example, we have flow of traffic laws. So on the highway, the speed limit is around 70 miles per hour. But as you can see right now, people are going faster than that. People are traveling roughly around the same speed as each other, and that usually ends up actually being 75, in most cases 80 miles an hour on the highway here in Michigan. So as long as you're not going too much faster than everybody else here in Michigan, then you will not get pulled over for speeding, regardless of how fast it is, even if it's 80, even 85 miles an hour. Last thing we want is for you guys to get your license taken and to put other people's lives at risk, because there's multiple ways that you can really enjoy these cars and not get in too much trouble for it. And I'm living and breathing proof of this. There's also plenty of other people out there who own these kind of cars and really have not gotten in any kind of legal trouble. So, and lastly, definitely make sure the weather is good before you even think about doing some spirited driving. It's only going to increase your safety. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check us out on Instagram as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.